At this point in our journey through Pisces season, we are deep into the depths of our unconsciousness. And it is sort of celebrated by the new moon in Pisces. So the new moon is the dark moon, which means that we will not see the moon in the sky. And traditionally, the new moon is considered a time where it's very, very supportive of us to set intentions because there is a new lunar cycle. And so for those of you who may or may not have made this connection, one of the reasons we pay attention to the cycles of the moon is that they are largely connected to our emotional cycles. They are largely connected to the things in life that we cannot see, that we kind of may intuit or feel into with some practice, with some discipline, and with some, raw talent, obviously. But our everyday, our day-to-day life is a lot more material. It's a lot more tangible. So the medicine and the work of following the moon or being illumined by the journey of the moon through the zodiac helps us to balance that tangible planning, material aspect of our life, which for a lot of us is like 99% of our life, with all of this other stuff, which is our intuition, our in-tunedness, our receptive nature. And so with the new moon in Pisces, one of the beautiful energies here, I started talking about this in the last video. I mentioned that, part of the moon in Aquarius in this short season for about 2.5 days, there is this massive festival in India called the Mahashivratri. And Mahashivratri is a celebration. It's actually a nighttime of all the festivals, of all the thousands of festivals celebrated in India. This is one of the ones celebrated in the evening. It's not really celebrated during the day. I think traditionally people stayed up all night. And it celebrates the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which is another way of saying that it celebrates the union of consciousness, pure light consciousness, with matter, with earth. And so when that union happens, creation is birthed, new things occur. And so this year, that union happens, I think, on February 26th, and February 27th is the new moon in Pisces, which we're celebrating today. So it's almost like, from the perspective of the earth, for all of the earth, consciousness is married to Earth's reality as it is now without changing it in such a spectacular way that an entire new energetic is now birthed, which is what we are in today with the new moon in Pisces. One of the really beautiful things that happens when you have new creation, new energy that is now birthed is you have a whole new template, a whole set of energies to play with. And this is a lot of what we're bringing in, or what we are invited to bring in, a space of newness. One of the activities that I suggested, something I do, like for when the moon is in Pisces, is, taking ourselves through the journey of, I want something, I desire something, and taking it on a journey of, now that I have the thing that I wanted, I feel, what do I feel? I feel full, I feel sated, I feel peaceful, I feel loved, I feel generous. And now with that, what am I doing? What are my actions? And a lot of that is connecting a personal desire in such a way that it resolves something for the earth, right? Which is a lot of this new earth, new template, new energy that we get to celebrate here in when the new moon is in Pisces. Pisces energy is also highly associated with healing. And this can absolutely be physical healing, like if there's an illness or an ailment. That is absolutely part of it. The aspect of healing that I think is available to us is, I think, the healing from any false perceptions that we have. And one of the most viscerally painful false perceptions that we hold is that we are in fact separate, right? We're separate from the earth, we're separate from plants and animals, we're separate from God. Humans are a virus on earth, which inherently means that we are not part of the healthy ecosystem that is the biosphere of the whole planet. Right? So if we think of humanity, if we think of ourselves in these like weird and damaging ways, and again, there's good reason, right? Because there's pollution, there's cruelty, humans are individually and collectively enacting a lot of violence on the earth. And this is one. I've had the opportunity to sit in indigenous medicine circles, medicine within the medicine wheel, and one of the beautiful things that is part of the First Nations indigenous culture here, that is actually it's embedded into the medicine wheel. And the medicine, by nature, it's a medicine wheel. So like you come when you have some sort of ailment or sickness or illness, right? Whether the illness is physical, of the mind, of the body, or of the spirit. It's sort of treated in the same way. And in their lineage, a lot of our illness and a lot of our suffering comes from the fact that we believe that we are separate. It could be that I feel lost, I don't belong, I have no purpose, and I suffer from a lot of mental problems, anxieties and depressions. And that is because I'm a human trying to do some things, but I don't understand, I don't know what matters, maybe I don't matter, and we have all these bizarre thoughts. And from their perspective, from their lineage, what has been shared with me is that is because inherently, when we wake up in the morning, we don't feel one with the sun. We don't feel one with the current weather, winter, summer, spring, autumn. We don't feel one with our bodies. We definitely don't feel one with the home that we live in or the family that we live in. We are so disconnected from the ground that we walk on, the grasses, the leaves, the trees. I mean, even like I live in a city here, it's, very concrete. And yet it's been a real discipline for so many years for me to wake up in the morning and feel one with the environment. And it's not about feeling one with the city, right? It's feeling one with the earth, whatever that looks like, whether that comes in the form of prayer or meditation or dancing or taking a walk or reading a book or, offering water to your plants, whatever that is. But that practice of remembering and bringing ourselves to the place where we are always in oneness, even though it may feel like we're not, or we may act like it, that's actually the temporariness. A lot of that, especially with this particular 2025 new moon in Pisces, that healing energy to resolve the illusions that we are somehow separate, has a great opportunity, and that is actually the invitation. And so once we are on this healing journey, then we can actually accept the great realization of, okay, I am an individual. My name is Arya. I look like this. This is my body. You are a different individual. You have a different name, a different identity. We're one, but we're kind of having an experience of being separate. How fun is that? Oneness for me looks and feels like this. What does it look and feel like for you? And now we're having completely different types of conversations with each other, right? It's not about needing to requiring proof or validation from each other. It actually then we become realized in our true essential human nature. And now the simple conversation that I have with you, one human to another, just becomes different. It becomes less about our thoughts and opinions about shows or celebrities or movies or politics. And it becomes more about, oh my God, today, this is how oneness is or is not moving through me. How is it moving through you? Oh, wow, really? And then you just have a chat about that. And it's so strange. This is with a lot of my friends, this is generally the baseline of our conversation. This is just a thing I'm moving through. No one fixes each other. And we're generally very much like, oh, wow, obviously we offer reflections, but it has made my friendships so much more different than even 7 or 8 years ago when I wasn't here and I inherently had some type of competition or need or pain of belonging to have healed. And that was what was coming through in my friendships. And so this is the energy of the new moon in Pisces. And I'll offer this as well as an invitation. This is something I really, if I can, if I can, during the Pisces season, especially when the moon is in Pisces, which it is now, if you can take a walk by a river, a lake, a pond, if you can draw yourself a bath, if you can allow yourself an extra 10 or 15 minutes in the shower and consciously connect to the water element, the waters in us, the waters of the world, the waters that are currently either flowing down on you or that you are, stepping in or standing in or, sitting by, or even the water that you are drinking for a few moments. Right? Like the earth is 70% of our planet is water. 70% of us is water. And water is also a conduit. So when we think of intention, energy, love, frequency, intention, energy that is felt in all the corners of the world and how it's amplified, water as an element is that conduit of doing so. So even if it is for 5 minutes to connect with the element of water in a way that makes sense for your life, and if nothing else, it could simply be pouring yourself a glass of water, sitting with it, breathing with it, in it, singing your favorite prayer or devotional song into it, and aligning the waters within you with the waters around you, I know this is a thing for me, being in this particular part of India where I'm in. The rivers around New Delhi, specifically the Yamuna River, is heavily polluted, right? Human activity, all of this stuff. And so, other parts of the world suffer different types of destruction. There's fire somewhere, there's floods somewhere else. And so having the opportunity to come into alignment with the water element, with any element, but specifically now because it is the new moon in Pisces, I would not pass up this opportunity. And sometimes I think, we always wait for something in the world to change, some savior to show up, someone else to fix this for us. And one of the beautiful things that is coming through for me quite repeatedly in this Pisces season of 2025 is, if you're hearing this message, you are your savior. Like, you are the savior here to save yourself, not other people. You are the one you've been waiting for. I am the one I've been waiting for. And we are here to align our waters and heal the waters of the earth and the waters within us. And that starts with coming into some awareness and some loving consciousness with what it is that truly nourishes us. And so, this offering, this invitation of sitting in the water, taking a bath, taking some time to just sit and drink your water consciously, lovingly, or splash around in a lake, if that's available to you. It is about receiving the hydration, receiving the necessary fluid life force that actually heals us. So I will leave you with that today. Enjoy the new moon. Enjoy bringing in consciousness to the life and matter and reality that you are in without needing to change it. And the other one last thing I'll say, the other thing about being in water is that we so easily can let go. And again, that's also a massive part of Pisces season. For all our plans and intentions and ideas and desires, when we let them go, they actually flow out into the earth, into the world, into the consciousness, into the cosmos. And then eventually, maybe a few days or months or some indeterminate amount of time later, they come forth in a surprising way. And it is that cycle that we are being reminded of. When I started Pisces season, I introduced that how I see it, there are different phases to creation, right? We're taught a lot about manifestation, which is one of the phases, but through formlessness, through the journey of the unconscious, we actually learn the yin side, the magnetic side, which is I can let this go because I trust, and I trust in receiving it. And I trust that when it comes, without hesitation, I will be able to receive my dreams. I will be able to receive the thing that I am desiring and I want to create, even if it doesn't look like how I imagined. And that is part of the cycle that we are in. I hope this video meets you where you are. Enjoy the new moon and have a beautiful day.